Guys, today I'm coming to you to teach you 3 easy concepts to make your belly dance arm work look stronger, more beautiful, more graceful, and completely effortless. Are you ready for this? Let's begin. Okay, so this first idea is pretty basic, and really honestly, all of these ideas are going to be pretty basic, but they are honestly going to revolutionize the way you approach your arms when you belly dance and the way your arms look and feel while you are moving. This is one that I talk to my students about all the time, and it's the idea of leading from the wrist. Anytime we move our hands through space, especially in more Egyptian rock sharky style belly dance, we almost always lead from the wrist. So what does this mean? This means that when my arm pushes through space, my wrist is going to be what travels first, and my fingers are going to trail behind. So this is a very simple idea to play with. You can move your arms in any direction, and as you move, I want you to imagine that the wrists are what take your hand the direction you want it to go. So if my hands are moving both here to my left, my wrist in both situations is leading, which means one palm is up and one palm is down. As I switch to go back to the right, same idea here. My wrist is what's leading my hand through space. As I come up, my wrist leads through space, my fingers trail behind like seaweed in the ocean, and as I pull down, same idea, my wrists lead through space and my fingers trail behind. So as an exercise, I want you to play with different trajectories of your arms. As you play, can you make sure that no matter where your hands are moving, those wrists are what pull through space first? So what we're trying to avoid here is the fingers leading the hand in a direction, right? Instead, we are thinking about the wrists leading the hand. Yeah? So that's idea number 1. Wrists lead your hand through space, not the fingers. Concept 2, this is also a very simple idea that's a little bit more challenging to execute, but it will give you phenomenal belly dance posture and will also help your arms from feeling so darn tired. I remember the first several belly dance classes that I took, I thought I was going to get a really strong belly, but the thing that hurt most when I left class was my arms, because we never put our arms down when we belly dance. They are always up. So how can we do this without feeling completely sore and wasted at the end of class, right? Here is the trick. I like to think about my arm movement, right, from tips of fingers all the way up to my shoulders as coming from my back. So instead of thinking about lifting my arms here from like the biceps and the deltoids, instead of lifting here and having to fight gravity to hold my arms up, I like to think about all of this coming from my back. So if I imagine the center of my back and I imagine my shoulder blades here and the muscles in between my shoulder blades, if I create this really good belly dance posture, right? My shoulders are rolled back and down and tucked into my back pockets here. And then I imagine engaging in these muscles on either side of my spine, just inside where those shoulder blades rest. I want to imagine engaging from there and letting that energy shoot all the way out the arm, almost like I'm setting my shoulders and my arms down on a shelf just behind my body. So I roll my shoulders back and down, and now my arms extend from that shoulder engagement as opposed to lifting from just beneath the shoulder and muscling my way up through gravity. Think roll the shoulders back and down. Set the arms out on that beautiful shelf you've created behind you and use that, not tension, but that muscular engagement there in the back to create your beautiful arm movement. So give that a try. Roll the shoulders back and down. Imagine, feel that engagement. You'll feel the muscles between your shoulder blades engage and contract, and use that contraction to power the arms up into their position, be it our standard sort of second position in belly dance, bringing it up over our heads into 5th position, opening it out. Everything I do can come from that engagement in between my shoulder blades and down along my spine in the center of my back, so that ideally this gets less tired while I'm dancing, right? Because I'm not muscling up through space but I am floating here, resting my arms on that shelf behind me. So play with that. Play with that idea the next time you're in class, the next time you're drilling, the next time you have to hold your arms up for 60 freaking minutes, right? Think about engaging in the back. And that will lift the chest, right? That engagement automatically lifts the chest, which gives us beautiful belly dance posture, relaxes the shoulders down and away from your ears, and then gives you that little extra oomph to help you keep your arms long and strong as you drill. This last idea is a big one. This is something that I love to use once I am really getting into a combination or a choreography and I'm starting to feel really good about it. I go back and I take a look at my arms and I really revise them with this simple yet powerful idea. And that is the idea of moving through space as if it were something liquid and heavy. Air is pretty easy to move through. It doesn't take a lot of muscle engagement to move my arm through space. And thusly, I can take my snake arms and I can move them through space pretty easily. I'll get tired eventually, but I could do this for quite a while before I had to stop, yeah? And that's nice. I've got nice curve, my wrist is leading through space, I think I'm engaging from between my shoulder blades, and it works. But what if you imagined you were pushing your arms and engaging and moving through something liquid? I like to think of perhaps liquid dark chocolate, but whatever liquid works for you will do, right? Even water, if you imagine you're in the pool and you are pushing your arm through space and every part of your arm has resistance from that heavy air, from that water, from that liquid chocolate or whatever it might be, and you're having to use your muscles to take your arm through space. What do those snake arms look like now, right? Even if I speed them up a little bit, like I was doing before, but now I am using those muscles, I'm engaging those muscles. The movement looks a lot more mindful, it looks a lot more directed. I think it looks a lot more beautiful, it's stronger, it's more elegant, it's more placed, it's more apparent, right? And I love the power that comes from this. Any arm movement you might do, if you imagine now using the muscles, can you feel the muscles in your arms as you do these movements? As you move your arms through space, can you imagine you're pushing in a way? Take it even a step forward further and imagine you're pushing through something nearly solid, pushing through something really goopy and having to use those muscles to create that movement in an area that's going to be resisting what you're doing, right? It almost reminds me of like those guys at the gym who want to tell you what time it is, right? Let me check my watch, right? So it's a little bit of one of those, like I don't have to engage my muscles in this manner to create this movement, but when I do, the resulting movement is so elegant, it's so gooey. This is where your sinuous, snaky movement is going to come from, because snakes, if you have ever felt a snake, those things are all muscle, right? And that muscle creates that beautiful snaky line as that movement, as that snake snakes through space, right? So I want you to think about using your muscles, even taking it over the top and exaggerating it. Take a movement that you know, or even just look at arm path trajectories from one position to another, from fifth to fourth, from fourth to second, from second to first, and then back up to fifth. And imagine pushing those movements, using those arms. My arms start to get a little tired, yeah? I can really feel those muscles engaging, but I promise you, if you approach your arms from this position, with this mentality, they are going to look gorgeous and strong and beautiful every time. So to review, we have 3 simple ideas that are going to revolutionize the way we do our belly dance arms. We have talked about leading through space with our wrists as opposed to our fingers. We have talked about creating the lift and the support for our arms from the middle of our back. And we have created this idea of using our muscles to push through liquid space instead of just move through the air. All of these 3 ideas, if you kind of use them and focus on them as you create your next belly dance combination, I think you will be thrilled with the results that you see. So what did you think of this exercise? Have you tried it? Is it working for you? I want to know. I want to hear how this is helping you in your belly dance journey. So please reach out, contact me, let me know how you are doing, and let me know how I can best help you accomplish your dance goals and dreams.